That's life, that's the way it goes. Laying down laws and taxing hoes. Sometimes I can't take no more. Always leaving shows through the back door.
What you got, D-Toe? Now what you got, ST? Teach me how to get my Mac to a C, y'all. First of all, I put that pimp twist on her. Then I let her know that I'm a P-Town baller. Next thing you know, you see, I get no rejection. High in charisma, smooth as complexion.
I'm Daddy X and I come with correction. You know there's infection, so wear some protection.
Ain't nobody slicker than B-Dub on the mixer. Don't bring your girlfriend around because he's down to get with her.
What you barking? It must be the liquor.
I'll crack on your bitch, so stick around like a shot. But I'm quicker, cause I'm the deal OC. All the freaks know me, they call me Low Daddy. I wrote shit on the daily. Your girlfriend, she paged me. I'll bust you in the grill, then go chill with your lady.
It's a pimp twist, it's a pimp twist.
Yeah, pimpin' ain't easy.
That's life, that's the way it goes. Laying down laws and taxing hoes. Sometimes I can't take no more. Always leaving shows through the back door.
When I was a boy, everything was right. When I was a boy, everything was right. I was approached by the educated. I was appalled by the well-stated. I was a misunderstood man and outdated. I didn't really want to play that game. I was a pulling chain. I was the point of the hurricane. Insane pain. I was the one who kept going off track. And I can't get back. How you gonna live another day? Well, what you gonna do when you can't play games? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? I was like a man with a reason. Well, you're a dumbass punk and now you're going out of season. What you gonna do about that? Or what you gonna do when you can't play games? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around? Did you get dead? Did you get down? Did you get dead? Did you run around?
Isn't it amazing how she raises those kids? I mean, it's no wonder that they've turned out so well.
But it's like, look, I told her, I said, Barbara, when I grow up, I want to be just like you.
She likes him to come over to their house because that way she keeps an eye on little Simon.
She's got my vote for Mother of the Year.
How often do you listen to nature's songs? The butterfly's sweet harmony, the cricket's steady beat, the frog's bass drum. Well, away from the hectic pace and the numerous distractions in our daily lives, there is a place where these sounds can be heard. A place where outdoor carpeting of crunchy leaves lead to the warm glow of a wood fire, where hiking trails bring one to lily ponds, and ancient oak trees keep you cool and sheltered. If you listen closely, you might hear the call of the coyote crying out his song. And if you listen really closely, you can hear your own voice and unleash the creative spirit that lies within. Located between Los Angeles and San Diego, the Dorland Mountain Arts Colony is a primitive retreat where promising artists come to terms with themselves and their goals. Set on over 300 acres along a ridge overlooking the Temecula Valley, the colony with its 7 cabins cover about 10 acres within a nature preserve. Working in a natural setting without interruptions, residents can tap into their inner resources, and without electricity, they find a new natural rhythm for their work.
I fell in love with the place right from the very beginning. It is, I think, one of the really reservoirs, one of the real special spots in the planet.
Donna Mungeon, an award-winning writer and filmmaker who lives in Los Angeles, first came to Dorland in 1983. She says that her time at Dorland has affected her life profoundly.
The lack of electricity affected me well beyond my artistic endeavors and interests. It affected me as a human being. I think that silence is something that we don't have enough of in this world.
The Dorland way of life is simple. For a period of weeks or months, the residents are totally free to do as they wish. Work on their projects, reflect, or just enjoy the clean air. No production is required. They must only find their way to a market and prepare their own meals. Each cabin is equipped with a kitchen, bath, hot water, and refrigeration by propane gas. Solar power recharges batteries. There is no switch to press for artificial light, and dusk becomes the magical close of the day.
The experience that I had there connected me into nature in such a powerful way, such a profound way, that I most deeply understood that there is a connection between all things at all times. And sitting there watching that pond for literally years and seeing how the light changes and the plants change and the flora and fauna all react according to their needs to each other, the pond is perpetually revealing to me. So it's never painting the same painting over again. It's always a new vision of this pond.
Home to 350 species of native plants and animals, Dorland is surrounded by land which is part of the Nature Conservancy. One Dorland resident even used poison oak wood as material for one of his works.
Dorland is a very unique site because of the combination of plant materials, diverse, both coming down from the mountainsides, of the hills, and the coastal influence.
Dorland is also recognized as a sacred Indian burial ground. For 6,000 years, the Indians have lived off the resources of the valley, seeking rare mountain ponds for game and refreshment, and in turn, they took care of the land for future generations. Founder Ellen Dorland, a world-famous concert pianist and music teacher, and her husband Robert first came to Temecula in the 1930s. At that time, the government was giving land away on the condition that homesteaders make improvements. Before long, the couple constructed an adobe building and 4 guest cabins for use by their entourage of friends.
Well, here was a woman who had spent 50 years on that mountain, without electricity and living in extremely, what we call in our civilization, primitive conditions, using a wood stove, which she stocked herself, and at the same time had an incredible elegance. So she drank tea every day from 200-year-old bone china from England. But the thing about her was this presence that you knew, or I knew, that here was somebody who was unbelievably brilliant, very comfortable in herself, and had the ability, just by her being there, to inspire a sense of creativity in anyone who came there, knowing that she had set this up for us. She's really remained one of the models in my life.
I also think that one of the reasons Miss Dorland lived so long was that she was at Dorland.
By 1979, Ellen Dorland's dream reached fruition. Volunteers built additional cottages, and Dorland soon became an internationally recognized haven for writers, composers, and artists.
Most of our artists that come to Dorland are emerging artists. We have journalists, poets. Of the visual arts, we have sculptors, we have painters, and of course, being in this beautiful nature preserve, we have photographers. And then at first light, at dawn, they're up and doing their art.
While performing in Europe as a young woman, Ellen Dorland became friends with composer Sergei Rachmaninoff. His favorite concert piano remains at Dorland to this day.
Playing Rachmaninoff on Rachmaninoff's favorite piano is quite an experience. There's a lot of depth, the sound that it still, can make, and especially in an environment like this.
I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love.
Founded in 1906, the agency, originally called the Neighborhood Settlement Association, was established to help newly arrived immigrant families to assimilate into the local community. It thrived in downtown Los Angeles for over 40 years, but in the early 50s, with the growing problem of juvenile delinquency on the city's west side, the agency's leaders reevaluated their mission, and in 1954, they relocated to West LA and refocused their efforts on helping troubled youth and their families.
We're in the community there for children and their families, and we go to places often other organizations are not comfortable going because we believe in outreach. So if a kid can't come to us, we'll go to them. And that's one of the things that make NYA a very, very special place to be.
I hope you enjoyed learning about the Neighborhood Youth Association as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. 50 years from now, it's not going to matter what kind of a car we drove, what kind of a house we lived in, how much we had in our bank accounts. But the world may be a little better place because we made the difference in the lives of a child.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She did?